Having a bulletproof mind, a mind that is impenetrable from any situation that you could possibly find yourself in, any trouble that you come across in life, it's an asset. Because when all hope is gone, when you are chained up in jail or restrained, someone's putting you down, the only thing that you have that no one can take from you is your mind. That's the only thing that nobody can take from you. And today, I'm going to teach you how to harness the full power of your mind, make it bulletproof, so nothing, and I mean nothing, can stand in your way. Now, why do I know and what proof do I have that makes me an expert on this topic? Well, I'll tell you. Let's go into a little story time. So just a couple hours ago, I was in the airport about to go on the wildest journey of my life. I was going to go on a trip to Dubai to meet up with guys that I've been talking to online for almost a year now, and guys that I've been looking up to, some guys I've been looking up to for a few years, and they taught me the fundamentals of how I was able to get to where I am right now. So super something that I was really looking forward to, we'll say. That's to say the least. And I got to the gate to check in, and she looked at my passport. I could tell something was up. I'm just standing there. I'm like, oh, okay, hopefully everything's good. Hopefully I get through here. She said, your passport has 3 days less than 6 months before it expires. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, you need 6 months or more to get to Dubai. So I'm like, oh, well, that's unfortunate. Is there anything we can do about this? She said, no, the only thing we can do is you have to renew your passport. And I'm like, oh, okay. It'd be nice if I knew this before, like if there was an option to set that in when you're booking your flight or something, and then they can tell you that you're good or anything. So this is proof that I know what I'm about to preach to you is gospel. The only thing I did was I said, okay, I'll figure it out. So I did everything I could, and I'm basically strapped. But the thing that I figured out through this is that I have something to teach you guys how to become a bulletproof-minded individual. That's what I realized I was supposed to do today. Because I looked at all the options. I'm just going to pay thousands extra dollars to not even really get down there when I'm supposed to be down there and miss a bunch of stuff, and not even really get, like I was supposed to go down to a mastermind. So it's just, I'm going to spend thousands of dollars to maybe get down there, and then after I could even be waiting for my passport for like weeks. So that's a possibility. So I'm like, you know what? You gotta sometimes bite the bullet and make the best of a situation. So with a smile on my face, I came back here to make this video for you guys and show you that I walk the walk and talk the talk and everything all in between. So without further ado, let me teach you how you can get to where I am right now, where nothing phases you, nothing. I actually had a theft. Someone stole $5,000 worth of stuff from me. I ended up getting it back, but also that didn't even faze me as well. And I have people that can vouch for me. So without further ado, let's get into how to become a bulletproof-minded individual. And it's the most amazing thing. So let's get started. The first thing you need to do is you need to take a breath. It's simple. Everyone starts, stuff like with that. You need to take a breath, relax yourself. But it's true. Take a breath. Realize that you're able to take a breath. That's powerful. Some people don't get that luxury. Some people are dying and they can barely breathe. Some people have lung cancer and they have to get one of their lungs removed. You're lucky and you have two. And you can fill that up with oxygen and you can be grateful. You can also be grateful that you have the freedom to go back to a place and basically do whatever you want to do. You can go back and you can start a business. You can go back, read a book. You can go back and call up one of your girlfriends and say, hey, I'm back, baby. Come on over. Let's party. You can do anything. You know, the people that have it hard and, you know, are in hard circumstances, also listen to the end and use all this stuff to get out of the situation you're in. But that's the first step. Take a breath and have a little think of what you're grateful for. After that, think logically. Number 2 is you got to think logically. You got to think of all the steps. Maybe you can figure something out. Maybe you can get past it. Maybe you can figure out a situation where you can solve the problem that you're in. And that's great if you can. If you can, move along straight. But if you can't, then you have to pivot and think, how can this be the best thing that happens today? How can this be the best thing that happens today? And then how can I use this and think about it and have it be the path that leads me forward? That's the next step you have to do. How can I think of how this is the best thing that's happened today and how it's going to be good? Is this going to matter in a year or 5 years from now? No, it's not. Like, I'm out $1,300 just for the flight. But is that going to matter a year, 5 years from now? No. What's going to matter is how you act in that moment and set an example, not for the other people. They'll forget you after 2 seconds. It's how you set an example for yourself. How you look at yourself, how you handle that situation when you're in it. That dictates everything. Set a good example for yourself, and then that's going to lead you forward. Because you can't control, at the end of the day, you can't control, if you tried to solve everything and it happened how it did, you can't control anything from that. Whatever happened, happened. The only thing you can control is where you go from there. So take that, and then after you set yourself on that path, you have to choose creation. Because at this point, you're going to either self-destruct and you're either going to do one of two things. You're either going to self-destruct and you're going to just go crazy, like, I don't know, get a bunch of alcohol, drink, and get drugs and get all high. Or you're going to learn to create. You're going to create something good. It could be anything. I don't want to limit your mind on this. You can pick anything to create. The world is your oyster. You can create art. Like, watch this. Look at this. When I got crazy, I chose to do this. I made some art. That's not the best art in the world, but I'm proud of it. I'm proud of that stuff. So choose creation over hedonism at this point. Do it for yourself. Set a good example. Everything is for you, to set yourself a good example. What would you want from your younger self? Your younger self is looking at you and it's like, you're my hero. That's what your younger self is always telling you inside. You're my hero. You're your own hero. Your younger self is saying, that's my hero right there. You're your own hero, and you have to imagine the younger version of yourself looking at you in that moment. What you do is you say, you know what? I was really looking forward to going on this trip, or I was looking forward to doing this thing. But you know what? Maybe we have a little bit more work to do. Maybe we have a mission back in our hometown to create the best program to help other people get through the crap that we're getting through right now. I promised my parents I'd swear less, so that's why I said crap. And it's setting yourself that there too, is setting yourself a good example of not swearing unnecessarily. You know, I'm very passionate about this stuff, and sometimes I get a little crazy. Sometimes I say things that I don't really mean. but I'm just so passionate about this stuff. And I was at a low point where I wanted somebody to tell me and teach me this stuff that I'm crazy. I want stuff that a lot of other people around me don't want and don't really desire. My family's not huge on traveling, but I love it. I love going to new places and getting inspired. And like, I'm different. So I needed that different person that wanted the different things to teach me stuff. I found my mentor. And now I'm passing on the torch. And you want to be that inspiration to your younger self. And just don't give up. Don't stoop lower than the best. Be well-rounded and go for what you want. Don't limit yourself. Don't care what other people think of you. Care about what you think of yourself and set high standards for yourself. All of this stuff builds up and manifests into your mind. What comes from here goes out. So if that becomes your reality, it came from your mind and it feeds back into a loop. It has to start up here and then it comes back into the world and manifests into the world. And then it just circulates and builds and gets stronger. I hope that made sense. I'm channeling right now. So it's this video is a pretty emotionally charged video because it's fresh from the situation. And I just want to emphasize the situation that I had and compare it to a situation that maybe you're going through to really show you that it is possible to get to a point where nothing can touch you mentally and you can pass very, very hard situations that you would never think you could and have a smile on your face. And just, it's crazy. Like, even me talking about it right now, I'm still like, holy shit. Oh, there's the S word. I apologize. There it is. Very passionate. But the thing is, I'm intentionally focusing and trying to steer away from that. It starts with intention. You have the intention. You take the breath. You direct your mind in a logical sense. Be grateful. Just be grateful you're here. Choose the creative path and everything else will follow. Guys, I have an Instagram account. I'm going to put it in the link below. And by the end of the week, I'm going to have a program out that you guys can partake in. The guys that come in early, we'll say first 10 guys in to start off with. Maybe I'll extend it to more guys. But the first 10 guys that come into the program, you guys are going to get extra stuff. You're going to get direct contact with me. Any questions that you have further from mindset, you guys can message me directly and ask me any question. In real time, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Pretty quick on the messaging, and we'll get you set up. First 10 guys get that. I might extend it after, but you can go on, check it out. And if it's something that you really vibe with, then go ahead and take advantage of it, because there's nothing quite like being invincible in the mind. So, hope you guys got value out of this. God bless, and we'll see you in the next video. I'm gonna teach you guys some masculine skills. I haven't really decided what yet. Probably, maybe some coffee stuff. You guys are loving the coffee stuff from what I've seen, so maybe some more coffee. So until then, you guys do good in this world. Be creative, and I'll see you in the next one. Yeah, baby.